Hello everybody and welcome to another toy review. Today I'm taking a look at another of the HIYA Exquisite Mini Predator 2 series. This is the Shadow Predator done in the 1/18th scale. Now I got a pretty good reception on my previous review. I know these are kind of new to the channel, but they are gorgeous, amazing figures. Robot Kingdom sent me out the initial piece to see if I liked them, and I do. These are incredible little action figures as well as being gorgeous on display. Now, I didn't mention this in my previous review, but each figure comes with a backing card, and we also get a leaflet in there which shows us which predators are included in this series. We've got City Hunter, Guardian, Shadow, Boar, Warrior, Elder, Stalker, Lost, Shaman, and Scout. There's some gorgeous figures there. The Lost Predator and Shaman look really appealing to me. We've got Guardian there. Oh, there's some really nice looking figures, and the Warrior Predator. Oh man, so many good figures. Right, now before I take an in-depth look at Predator himself, let's just take a look at the standard accessories. We have the skull with the spinal column there. Again, really great colouring and sculpt on that. We get his staff done in a kind of coppery, almost brass like colour. Very nice intricate detailing. We get the extended staff, perfect for stabbing his foes, and he will do. He'll definitely do that. We have the base which he's standing on, as well as two connecting clips to allow these bases to all join together. We get the additional hands. Again, really nice paint applications. We get semi-open fists here with the gripping pose as standard, and we get these kind of spread fingers, two of those, and we also get two of the semi-open hands, again with beautiful paint applications. For something so small, it's really fantastically done. We also get his disc, again so small but so detailed. These are things that I will lose, so I need to put them in a safe place. And then we get a skull. What does that skull remind you of, hey? Look at those eye sockets. Look at the split down the front. Some heft to this as well. There may even be some like die cast or something in there, but it's a good looking accessory. Right, let's take a look at the Predator himself. Those paint applications on the head are gorgeous. He looks like a spider. What a gorgeous look for him. I mean, just look at those mandibles on the front of his face. And you have to remember that this guy's head is like the size of my thumbnail, and just look at the levels of paint, detailing and sculpt. That is insane. What a gorgeous piece, especially for the size. We've got those dreads at the back. We've got some cloth on this guy as well, which is rather interesting. We've got his shoulder pad. He doesn't come with the body armor, so we don't have a cannon, but we do have a lovely belt across the chest made up of various different skulls. Again, we've got some of this cloth across the kind of loin piece. We've got a piece of shoulder pad sculpted on there as well, coming down to the knees. Love the netting across all of the figure as well. We've got those sculpted knee pads, and we've got the sculpting on those shins. And then just coming around to the back, we've got a piece of very supple plastic covering up his Predator butt, and again we've got the socket for his cutting disc. Here we have him on the rotating base. I mean, that's just a super imposing Predator, isn't he? He is gorgeous. I never thought I'd say that about a Predator. But the paint applications are absolutely sublime, and I collected the NECA 1/4 scale, and I never really had any Predator that kind of wowed me as much as this little dude does. I'm just blown away. I mean, imagine if they did these in kind of like a 1/6 scale. They'd be a serious competitor for Hot Toys. I mean, the levels of detailing and the absolutely impeccable paint applications speaks wonders for the HIYA Toys brand. I was checking out their Facebook page, and they have got a lot of really amazing licenses, and they're doing vehicles, they're doing the aliens. They are a brand to definitely watch for future releases. I think they're up and coming, and they're doing an amazing job. Now, a figure can look absolutely gorgeous, but if it doesn't move and pull off a pose, then it is just a statue. So let's see how this Predator fares. The head can look up quite nicely. We can go down, very nice downward motion. We can go left and right. We've got a nice kind of rubbery texture again to those dreadlocks. We can tilt to the side. His eyes actually look into my soul, and he scares the bejeebies out of me. We've got rotation on those arms. We can bend up, hindered somewhat by that armor though. We have an upper bicep rotation in there, but again hindered by this armor piece. Nice bend on the elbow. They've got rotation on those wrists as they're on bull sockets. We get some nice rotation on that upper torso, allowing for a crunch forwards and back. Unfortunately, no waist rotation. But we do have these springy thighs again. This is what I wasn't really keen on in the last video. They kind of spring back. These aren't as bad on this guy. These have kind of got more give, so the pose does stay where it's meant to stay. We have rotation on that thigh as well as rotation on the ball socket. We have a double jointed bend at the knee, again painted and sculpted detailing on the knees there, making it very natural indeed. There's rotation on the wrist, again on these rubbery sockets, and we've got some forwards and backwards and kind of left and right pivoting as well. But he can pull off a remarkably good pose and looks fantastic in doing it. Switch out the hands, again very easy to do. Just give those a little wiggle and they pop off the ball socket, and then we can just bring in the replacement hand and just line that up and giving it a little wiggle. Hey, wiggle, 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 yeah, wiggle, 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 yeah. There we go. Ha ha! There we go. What a very attractive pose for him. I've never been great at posing my figures, but you get the idea. These are exceptional, small, very well thought out figures, and they are going to look great on a shelf. I can see these kind of being on a big diorama maybe. And here we have him for a size comparison. Here he is alongside the Star Wars 3 3/4 inch scale, and he appears to have murdered Luke Skywalker. Absolutely love these figures, can't recommend them enough. The thighs being the biggest gripe about these series, but they truly are mini masterpiece Predators. Now I've included a link just up here for the playlist, which is going to grow day by day. A huge fan of this series, and I fear that I may be investing a lot of money into the HIYA firm's future. From myself and the Shadow Predator, thanks for watching. Goodbye.